Alright, what's up YouTube? What's up world? I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are having a great weekend so far. Hope you all had a great 4th of July. It's Chad, aka Rue, coming back. Or actually now aka Incubus and or Rue. So I'm coming back at y'all with another video today. And today I will be reviewing 6 CDs. So, and talking about the albums and how much they mean to me, since Sins of the Scales is kind of well, I should say it's not kind of, it is done. It's just I'm changing the name to, like I was saying in those other videos and those other recordings, a non-furry act. So it's just gonna be called Sweet Oblivion, like I talked about already like 10 times or so or whatever. So yeah, anyways, just yeah, just you know, just reviewing some good old records, new metal, industrial metal, underground shit. So anyways, actually I am obviously sorry if the lighting's a little wonky right now. It's kind of the sun is about to go down, so I kind of have to be quick about this. But more importantly, I am wearing I haven't worn this shirt in too many of my videos. It's my Skinny Puppy Vivisect 6 shirt. If you want to just, I don't know, if I rotate the camera or something, yeah, it's just sideways. Skinny Puppy Vivisect 6, it says on the bottom. It's the album cover, and then my dragon necklace with a ruby, and then okay. But yeah, so like I was saying, these are some underground and or foreign underrated new metal CDs. So alright, first of all we have Folder here with Keep the Flow, and this album, this is the original Italian version, so this version came out in 2001, and it's a very unique, interesting new metal. It mainly combines 3 elements. So it's got new metal, industrial, and hip hop. Not really gothic at all, but like some other new metal bands. But yeah, it's not, you know, like it's orange like the sun, and they're Italian. They're not really sad about anything on this. This record's a fucking party. Although I will say their original singer died in a car accident in 2001, a year before this album came out, or when actually during the original recordings, and I heard that they had to re-record it. So yeah, this is what the inside looks like. I think it's just, you know, pretty much the same as the outside of the jewel case, just all orange with www.folder1.com. But yeah, the album starts with the intro, which is which features 2 of the members of Stuck Mojo. I think one of them is named Dave. I'm not really gonna get into the super nitty gritty, but also I apologize if my camera is kind of fucking like blurry right now, like, cause my cameras are broke. One of my camera lenses is broken on my phone. But I'm just gonna try to do my best to review these albums and basically, you know, explain kind of more about them, how I got into them, how meaningful they are. So I originally, I think I just kind of turned on a new metal playlist, and I heard, or actually no, I was watching a video on YouTube, like best Italian new metal bands. It just randomly popped up in my algorithm. So Folder was one of them, and then I started listening to Keep the Flow. Jurassic was the first song I heard by them, and I was just immediately hooked. So yeah, the album starts with intro, which is kind of just like a industrial, like sampling phone message thing with the members of Stuck Mojo. Sunk Loto is another band that I actually like a lot more than Stuck Mojo. I just like the features of the members of Stuck Mojo on this album. They have very similar names, kind of like Circus of Dead Squirrels and Sins of the Scales, but yeah, so yeah, Sunk Loto is an Australian new metal band that I think I talked about in another video, but I actually like this album more than Big Picture Lies. But So yeah, it's just kind of like a 50-second intro, and then that goes right into Welcome All But You, which is it opens with, you know, some of the best fucking guitar riffs and the best fucking DJ scratching I've ever heard by DJ Mike, that's his name, yeah. And it's, like I said, it's instantly just like, it's a party pit, mosh pit fucking party. You know, you can, you know, do whatever you want to this album. I mean, there's no limits with it, really. So you know, it's good for gaming, it's good for walking, riding, whatever. It's good for cracking a coldie, all that good stuff. Cut the Belt, very hip-hop and or Korn influenced track. Love the drums on it, love the wacky Korn inspired guitar riffs. This whole album is in drop B, so yeah, it's like super fun shit to learn on the guitar. Like kind of like the guitar is like a mixture of like Limp Bizkit and Drowning Pool, even though I think this might have came out before the Drowning Pool Center album. But yeah, and then WIK, W-I-K, which actually stands for When Italy Kicks. And then, yeah, WIK, and then it has samples of that make him clap this, what is that from? Yeah, NWA, I think, yeah, they sample NWA, or yeah, DJ Mike does. And yeah, I've also used this name myself in a couple different instances, but I don't think I need to get into that. This isn't about Sins of the Scales, this is about Folder at the moment. So yeah, and then Drastic, which is, you know, their most popular song. It has a very driving groove to it, and it just, you know, it's just kind of something you can bang your head to like the rest of this album. But very high energy. So yeah, basically it's only like it's not even a 3-minute song, but when I say they put their whole ass into that song, they put their whole ass into that song, all their asses, and it's just insane. But then track 6 is Left, really great fucking DJing on it, again, really groovy, heavy. The guitars kind of get heavier and heavier, and then once again featuring so there is a couple different features on this album. So it says like includes the oh yeah, they covered It's Tricky by Run DMC on this version of it anyways. And then DJ Tyone, I might be completely butchering that, and then Stuck Mojo, not Sunk Loto. God, never making that mistake again. Yeah, so once again does feature the also famed, or somewhat famed in the niche nu metal underground community, Addiction and or Addiction Crew. Really, this is actually the most industrial track on this album. It's just like this, you know, when you put the CD on, it sounds like it's from another world almost, because it's such a specifically produced, like everything is just fucking perfect. You know, like it's a very unique sound. I don't think anyone will ever capture exactly again. They sound like no other band in the world, and they barely even sound, you know, like they're from, yeah, and they sing in English, which is amazing too, but just, you know, such a beautiful, heavy and aggressively heavy, but also like very melodic and beautiful sounds. But it's also, it's obviously like influenced by Limp Bizkit and Stuck Mojo, which I think are two of their biggest influences. They even said themselves, or Mana did in an interview. And but yeah, solid album front to back. And then track 8 is Normality. So Normality features another artist called Transgender, who was, I mean, I think he does like backing vocals, or shouldn't say him, transgender. I'm assuming they actually are transgender, so they do sing backing vocals on, and it's just amazing. The tail end of the song with that very, it is a very industrial sounding guitar tone, but it's just, oh my god, it sounds so crisp and beautiful, and there's nothing else like it in the nu metal genre, literally. I mean, these guys had lightning in a bottle to a T. And then it's kind of even the same with, once again, like Addiction. I'm assuming Addiction is doing the more industrial parts on that song, because Addiction does kind of lean it into more of the gloomy, sort of more sad boy industrial side of nu metal. But don't get me wrong, I think I actually do slightly like Folder more, but Addiction, if you've never heard of Addiction or Addiction Crew, definitely do yourself a favor. Also check out Doubt the Dosage if you haven't already for some reason. I also have that one on I'm going to have to review that one as well at some point, but I figure Folder is the one that I got into. They're the ones that I got into first. So yeah, I mean, I have nothing but love for this album. And then Kick the Bucket, which is Kick the Bucket. Who was the feature on that one? The name is escaping. Oh yeah, actually, I think DJ Teon, does the DJing on Kick the Bucket. It's just amazing. It's a very, again, a very unique, particular sound. It's one of the more chill tracks on the album. I mean, up until it's kind of, I mean, once again, kind of does chill. Like, it's more lax with the kind of, it's still, it's got a groove. It's got, that whole drum beat with the very Korn-inspired drums. But, yeah, and it has the sort of, like, the keyboard and/or, I think, it's got to be a synthesizer doing that. That kind of, and then programmed drums. So yeah, this band can do it all. And then Kick the Bucket has kind of a more Asian, like ancient Chinese, kind of like dragon, kind of sound. Which one of the other albums that I'm going to talk about in this video, Incubus, they do the same thing on the Morning View album, but I'm actually, So, spoiler, it's not Morning View. I like Make Yourself. It's my favorite Incubus album, even though, don't get me wrong, Science and Morning View are fucking awesome albums, but my personal favorite, I think the one that has stood the test of time the most is Make Yourself. So yeah, that's the one I'll be reviewing shortly. Alright, we're almost done with this album, so then It's Tricky. It's just the Run DMC cover in Folder style. It's probably actually my least favorite off of this album, because I mean, it's just it's a cover. I mean, it's not one of their original songs are way better. Even on Right Things, their original songs are way better. And then Closer, which is not a Nine Inch Nails cover, and then Fingerprint, which is a DJ solo by DJ Mike. Closer is again, they pick up the pace more with Closer. And then they close out with Fingerprint, just the more, the Fingerprint is a super hip-hoppy, DJ solo closer. Closer is a very, groove-laden, much more nu metal track. But yeah. Alright, I think you guys get the idea with this album. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. S tier. I believe in that one video I put it in S tier. So Folder, Keep the Flow, definitely listen to it, and then listen to Right Things too. And if you can, the Jurassic EP with their original singer Alex, rest in peace. So yeah. Alright, next we actually have a very familiar name that I've kind of looked over or looked, like, this band is super slept on. This is Broke by Head PE, which came out in 2000, and it's honestly Jared's best album. Because honestly, Head PE is Jared's band. He's just had different band members. Actually, I think one of the guitarists, coincidentally, on this album is named Chad. So shout out to him. And then the album, of course, starts with Killing Time. Probably the most... Killing Time is the most energetic track on this album. I mean, this is more of a much more hip-hop, like 80s, 90s hip-hop influence album. And then Waiting to Die, which is track 2. More chill hip-hop influence, laid-back track. And then Feel Good featuring System of a Down. Featuring Serge Tankian. Featuring God, I can't fucking talk. Feel Good featuring Serge Tankian from System of a Down and Morgan Lander from Kitty. So there's a female voice on it. That's pretty cool. Shout out to them as well. And then Killing Time is kicks off the album perfectly. And then Waiting to Die is another, it's kind of more of a snoozer, and then they pick it up again with Feel Good. The chorus sounds amazing with Serge and Morgan. And then Bartender is the single off of this album with the music video. And then Crazy Legs. Much more. Bartender is actually more of like a classic rock influence song, which is, I mean, I guess not too common in nu metal, but Crazy Legs is a kind of another, again, this is it's a Party Pit album again, but Crazy Legs, very rap rocky. And then Pac Bell, I don't remember too much. I just remember that this album is very overlooked, and it's good, but I just haven't, spent enough time with it to give clear answers on all of the songs. And then I Got You, I actually really love I Got You. That's a great song. Makes me feel right at home. And then Jared, I mean, I can relate to Jared quite a bit. I mean, he's just, he's Jared is one of those artists who puts the music and the art first and everything else second. I mean, he's really good at what he does, but, he stands up for what he believes in. So, that's, even though this album does have a lot of, certain slurs that, everyone might not, certain slurs that might trigger certain people. But Swan Dive is a pretty fun track as well. Then Stevie, Jesus of Nazareth, is about Jesus, obviously. And then The Meadow, which is kind of a snoozer, closer. If I had to rank it, I'd probably put it at a 7 out of 10, or 9 out of 10, because Feel Good is the really good single. Although if you've ever heard of the Roach Coast podcast, they did not put the only song off of it that they put in the canon, the nu metal canon, is Feel Good. So yeah, that's obviously the best song off of it. Alright, I drag on forever, so yeah. Head PE Brokes, 9 out of 10, B+ tier album for me. And then Circus of Dead Squirrels with the Pop Culture Massacre. And The End of the World, this is Matt Foran's project, aka Ripcord, and this is the band that I was mentioning to a few of you. They have a 4-letter name, and they do have some like wacky themes that have to do with pop culture and cartoon characters, kind of like Sin of the Scales. It's not necessarily a furry band or anything like that, really. So yeah, it starts with Disclaimer, which basically, it's about like fair use and farce. It's like, so this band is a they're not serious about what they do. They're not serious about what they sing about anyways, so they're just, it's kind of a joke band and or gimmick. Not really a gimmick band, but a comedy core band like Psycho Stick or Weird Al. So it's just stupid funny shit that they're singing about, and it's not really too serious. Overpopulation Annihilation is the first track. I first of all, I did make this CD for myself on a site called kunaki.com, so that's why it kind of looks like I made it myself. So I could put the link in the description. But yeah, Overpopulation Annihilation, slamming, heavy ass track, great drums. The drums on this album are really awesome throughout. And then the Happy Meal Worm, which is making fun of McDonald's, which I fucking love, because I always say I will eat anything else before I eat McDonald's. I will eat Wendy's before I eat McDonald's. So yeah, and then Losing Touch, which is it's about medication. It's where he says, no medication can stop me now. And then President Pinocchio, which is about President Bush, where he was just fucking calling him out. And had a lot of not nice things to say about Mr. Bush. So yeah, calling him Two-Face and a massive hypocrite and everything, and yeah, oh god, and some other probably some insults, some swear words in there as well. It has a parental advisory sticker, so yeah, insults aplenty on this album. And it's so funny because they're not obviously they're not serious about it per se, but it's just, they're so heavy and so angry about it. I just love it. And they're an industrial nu metal band, so yeah, they're purposely being so ridiculous, kind of like Sins of the Scales. But and then Under the Big Top, I don't have too much to say about it. Prize Fighter, another kind of just more of a filler track. Elmo's Last Laugh. This is basically where they are screaming "fuck Elmo." Basically, they're making fun of Sesame Street in every way possible, and it's just super heavy, insane ass guitar solo on it. Dan is a master, just unbelievable guitarist. And then Hell's Kitchen, which has I think Dan, I forget the drummer's name, but Hell's Kitchen has the awesome double bass drumming on it, which I said to a few of you that the drums are fire. And then Nobody Quite Like Me, which is not a cover, but basically about Matt Foreign himself and how great he is, I guess, or how he's not quite like anyone else. And then the last tracks are Utopia Burning, which is Utopia Burning, which is making fun of America in general, and which he kind of does on the first track, Overpopulation Annihilation. And then where he's saying oh, I want to drop a nuclear bomb on the minivans that take out all the soccer bombs. And he's calling out the fucking assholes that blast shitty hip-hop music, or not even real music, I think he said in one of his interviews. So yeah, Circus of Dead Squirrels is great. Very hilarious and ridiculous, and I just love it to death. 10 out of 10 album. And then I actually put the bonus track 12 is a cover of She Drives Me Crazy, which is originally by Fine Young Cannibals. Another great cover song. So yeah, that's Circus of Dead Squirrels with wait, I didn't even say the name of the album. The Pop Culture Massacre and the End of the World Sing-Along Songbook, or more commonly known as the Pop Culture Massacre, or just Pop Culture Massacre. Yeah, so again, that's the Pop Culture Massacre and the End of the World Sing-Along Songbook, or more commonly known as pop culture massacre. Alright, then we have Cyanotic with Transhuman 2.0. This is another CD I made for myself on Kunaki. This is another 10 out of 10 album. Transhuman 2.0 is one of my favorite songs off of it. I love the part where he's screaming, and our elements become one. And then track 7, Suspension of Disbelief, is very good. And then Actuator, another great song. This album is, so if you've never heard of this band, they're an underground, independent, industrial metal / rock band from Chicago, led by a guy named Sean. And Transhuman 2.0 was their second album, which came out in 2007 technically, and then 12 tracks, Order Out of Chaos, very good song as well. Again, I haven't spent enough time with this album to say too much about it, but I mean, I remember Beta Blocker being a very groovy, it's EBM too, so electronic body music, or EBM, correct me in the comments if EBM does not stand for electronic body music, but yeah, if I had to rank this album, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10 and solid B tier. I mean, some of their songs are a little annoying, but I mean, overall, they do have a really badass song, which Sins of the Scales has as on the Faceplant EP by Sins of the Scales on Spotify, which I will also link in the description. They have a cover of Two Wires Thin by 16 Volt, and yeah, just a really very heavy, like influenced by Bile and some other stuff like that, very heavy, a lot of like programmed drums like Rammstein, or like German industrial as well, like KMFDM. Yeah, just a very solid band and album. That's Cyanotic with Transhuman 2.0, and it's 8.5 out of 10 and a solid B tier album for me. Next, 20 Dead Flower Children with Candy, Toy Guns, and Television, which actually this band was relocated to Orange County. So yeah, I forgot to mention Head PE. I think might have already mentioned Head PE is from Orange County, but the 20 Dead Flower Children relocated to Huntington Beach, California, to record this album, and this album came out in 1997. Coma 99 is track 1, and there isn't a second of bad music on this album. Tunnel Vision is my favorite. Another very industrial new metal band. This is way more of a new metal band than Cyanotic. And then so anyways, they have a cover of Safety Ants as a bonus track, but my favorite song off of it is Tunnel Vision, track 4. Tunnel Vision is a very super industrial, super distorted double wall sound, like double guitar part, very almost like also like stoner rock influence, because it kind of has like some like Armenian, Middle Eastern kind of parts, and then like I even like the wacky woman saying, or that part with, I don't know if they had a backing vocalist or if it's just like a programmed voice or something, but the fade away part, or it's the female voice. But yeah, overall a very solid band, awesome fucking album. Too bad they were short-lived and didn't make it very far, but again, it has a special place in my heart because this band is basically from they were originally from Detroit, but also they were also from, they relocated to Orange County, Huntington Beach, and they were here for a few years until like 2001 when they split up. I forget the exact reason, but I really love D House, or Dennis D House. Yeah, the vocalist on this album. Very talented, underrated. I feel like this band really did influence Spineshank, or at least they were friends with Spineshank at some point, another California band from LA. But yeah, D House reminds me a lot of myself, honestly, at times anyways. But yeah, very classic album. And actually, I would say, so the album that I have reviewed so far is Keep the Flow in this video, but that is all of those guys are probably a lot like me. They're, this crazy, insane artists who are maybe occasionally on alcohol or whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't want to get too into that, but yeah. Actually, to tell you all the truth, most of the time when I am recording or I'm making albums or music, I am sober. I'm hardly ever out of it or drunk or high or whatever you want to call it, stoned, whatever. Yeah, like that's just my artist brain doing its magic of, being insane enough to make all these super crazy ass, new metal albums that, no one else is really doing at my age. But yeah, it's just mostly my brain just doing, all the dirty work of coming up with these insane themes. I mean, like, I was inspired by Circus of Dead Squirrels on Incubus Scratches. That was just me trying to be as ridiculous as possible. Or yeah, Incubus Scratch or Incubus Scratch Fever, like obviously that's, I just needed that theme, to go out with a bang, sort of, with a 35 track, 2 hour long greatest hits album. But yeah, yeah, that's, you have to be smart enough and also insane enough to be a musician. It doesn't come easy. Never does come easy for any artist. Or what it should do is come natural. That's all I had to say. It's either any or it's not. You're either born with it or you're not. But of Incubus, Brandon Boyd in the company, and Mike Esinger and Jose the drummer, and I forget the bassist on this album, but with Make Yourself, which came out in Make Yourself came out in 1999. Consequence, Pardon Me are my favorite tracks, and of course Drive is on this album. But this whole album is very solid, 10 out of 10 album. The Warmth, or also known as the Whale Song to some. If you're a true Incubus fan, you call it the Whale Song because it has whales that I guess they sampled swimming in the ocean on it, and it's a very great, amazing album overall, and a solid, I guess you can call it new metal, but it's more of also has more of a positive alternative rock kind of vibe, like some other bands like Boy Hits Car and Sev and some other stuff like that. But yeah, Brandon Boyd can do no wrong. So yeah, very love that guy a lot. Thing earlier, I think actually out of all the people that I've mentioned so far, Brandon Boyd reminds me of myself the most, because I mean, it's a very chill, unless I'm pissed off or something, it's very chill, open, intelligent, soft-spoken, but well-spoken as well, and open to many different opportunities and open to new things always. So yeah, as the song Consequence says, keep one of your eyes open at all times. And then, you know, Drive says, whatever tomorrow brings, I will be there with open arms and open eyes. I can relate to all that shit very much. And then, pardon me while I burst, I guess is me when I'm pissed off, you know. I just want to like fucking set the world on fire. But yeah, anyone pretty much that I know of can relate to at least one Incubus song. And yeah, who knew a band whose name literally means sex demon can be that good? Which, I mean, again, it's the ridiculous of nu metal. I mean, you just gotta love, you know, all this, you know. Like, the thing is, every single nu metal band has its own theme and or gimmick. So, or has its own, every nu metal band pretty much is its own genre and or style. So Incubus is definitely has stood the test of time, especially with this album. And I actually do have, I can show you guys real quick. Science and Morning View, which I actually just got today. I've yet to listen to both of them in completion, but yeah. As a final note, I will say, I guess, I mean, I could say I renamed my main Sona Incubus because, I mean, I guess my Sonas kind of do have, when they're chill anyways, when they're, you know, not being provoked by anything, they kind of have the same personality, I want to say, as Brandon Boyd. But, you know, they're very open-minded. Yeah, so imagine, you know, my Sonas, so that, yeah, this, you know, Sand Nightwing hybrid and Kangaroo, Red Gray Kangaroo hybrid, also with dragon teeth and the forked tongue, you know. They have the personality of Brandon Boyd, pretty much, but they speak with Australian accents. I mean, that's all I have to say. This, you know, picture that for a moment. Just think on that. And, you know, then I got you. You know, you get me then. So, yeah. I'm not always that way, but, you know, when I'm the real me, that's how I am. That's all I have to say. And then, so that's the two parts. Rue and Motor, or Incubus and Shiver, are the yin and yang of my soul. So they make me who I am. So yeah, actually now I am talking like Brandon Boyd. So yeah, I have a lot in common with that guy. He must be a distant cousin of mine. So alright, I should end the video now. It's dark now. Peace out. Hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry it had to be long too, but I guess I gotta do what I gotta do. Alright, I'm almost out of camera space now, so storage. Alright, this is Rue signing off. Thank you all so much for watching. Love y'all. Peace.